Saying 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. You see me testing. Hey, you know who I am. I'm Big Jeff from BigJeffAudio.com, and we're talking about something I know nothing about because it's brand new.
Nothing really.
Never been made before, never in the US, never in anywhere.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
This is the B2 Audio ZERO6, which replaced the Rage 4500. And it replaces about the same price, but way more power, Korean. So I looked at them already. I've done some pictures of them, but this is the first time getting into it. So hit that like button. If you want to leave a comment at the end, thank you so much. And, share this out. This is what we do it for. Big shout out to Jay Home at B2 Audio and B2 Audio USA for partnering up with Big Jeff to be one of the distributors, approved online sellers. And part of that is we get all the products, the new products first, to test them, unbox them, and everything else. And we've done a lot of giveaways. But here we're in 2025, about to unbox the ZERO6. Unbox it with Big Jeff Audio. You get to see it, you get to hear about it, you get to even see it tested and used. Now, normally we do giveaways, most of the test stuff. Unfortunately, the Korean amps are too much money. I think this one's gonna be right around $1,000. A little bummer. So there won't be a giveaway, but we will have them first in the USA before the rest of the world, which is cool. And we have the first ones here right now. So let's start this video.
Let's do this. Yeah, another Mountain Dew, goddammit. That's nothing but 3 Red Bulls and 3 Mountain Dews. Ready? Get down, Judy Brown. You ready? I'm ready.
All right. So first thing you want to notice is this is how they come. The ZERO6 actually comes 2 per case. Okay. And there's 2 of these boxes in a case. I'm going to give you all types of measurements because we're going to go to the depths. So this box is 25 inches long, about 5.5 inches tall, and we are 13.5 that way. This is not the box with the amp. It is the box with the amp in it. Now, cool thing about that is you don't have to worry about spending that money on a big amp, Korean, and having shipping damage. Wow. All these amps are big, and if you look heavy, the ZERO6 is here. There is a 12 and a 15. The 12 is double the size, obviously, and the 15 is a surfboard. But let me get this thing out. I'm going to kick the carton off to the side. Here we go. This is it right here. Now, man, I'm going to screw this up. There is, each Zero amp has a logo on it besides the Zero series. YGG DRASILL, and there is a meaning to it. Ben, the cameraman, I want you to pop up what the meaning is, do a definition of the YGGDRASILL. YGGDRASIL is a central and deeply reserved tree in Norse cosmology, often referred to the world tree, sometimes the tree of life. And depending when you see this video, we will have a podcast with Jay Home, the founder, the creator, the designer, B2 Audio, and we will be going over stuff like that. But some new things on the box. B2 Audio USA is on here. They are established in the USA for the US manufacturer of B2 Audio, which is in Denmark. We have b2audio.com, Facebooks, and UPC codes, and it looks like serial numbers. Yes. We're going to crack this open. Nice. It's I love the white amps, man. I really do. Let me grab out this stuff here. Bass knob. Let me kick this off to the side. Now, this amp's got some weight to it. I'm gonna go check that real quick. Hold on. We are 17 pounds, 10 ounces right here. 17 pounds, 10 ounces. I am told these are Korean amps, top of the top. Not recommended, but we're designed to do 0.5 ohm. I believe when we test it, we will go down to 0.8 ohm, just because not many setups even do exactly 0.5 with impedance rise. But we're gonna get actual numbers on this. So let's look at this thing. Let's talk about the footprint. We got the size. So mounting tab to mounting tab, we are 21.25. Height is just about 2.5, and width is just about 9.5. Okay, so still decent sized footprint. All right. A couple things right away. ZERO6 B2 audio and this Yarger Still, whatever it is, but we're gonna get that. Ben's putting that up. We'll probably put it in the description, and we will be talking about it on the Big Sound by Big Jeff podcast coming up January 14th, I believe, Tuesday night. 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So even if you missed that or this video, you watch it later on, that will be in the Big Jeff audio YouTube and Facebook, and also the Big Sound by Big Jeff catalog. So let's look at a couple things here before we dive in. I'm really excited. One, to even have the first Zero amps out. This is a brand new SKU. That's one. Two, able to get to test this stuff with the new SMD dyno. Big shout outs. Let me give some plugs. Bob at American Bass chipped in with this Big Jeff testing booth and supplied us with the American Bass 40 amp per hour LTO cell banks. Ben, if you want to put that picture up, we have those at Big Jeff Audio. It's a nice contained setup. Don't have to do anything. Has built-in balancer, plug and play. They are LTO cells. Sean at Excess Power said, hey, we want to chip in. We also have a SB 534 Super Bank, which we're going to get a few more of those to add to Bob's LTO batteries. And they also chipped in a PSC 90 power supply. And so we can maintenance the batteries, a 1408 or 1408 charger, so we can actually get the batteries up fully charged right above 15 volts. So big shout out to them. Big shout out to SMD. I've been waiting for the AD1. The AM1 is the handheld, which are still $400. The AD1, they only make so many a year. We have that here. So we've been growing this Big Jeff test booth to do stuff like this. So really cool. Okay. First thing I want to bring up, and I don't know if it's going to be a big problem for everybody being, big amp, but this is a standard bass knob. It is not voltage and temp. It is metal. It does have a pretty smooth potentiometer. It does have power and a clipping light on there, and it uses a telephone cord. I don't think it's a big issue. Nowadays, people are using the actual bass knob that runs the whole system. I guess it could be an issue if you were just running one of these and you wanted to see voltage and all that, but I guess you can call that a pro or a con. I know in all my systems, I never use these. These get put in a box because we do our own voltage readouts, amps, and we normally do a master bass knob. We have the Big Jeff bass knobs, which I use here, and they do very well by LAF. So I don't know, but it is metal. It is small telephone cord. So I'll let you be the judge of that. Leave that down in the comments. I know Jay at B2 Audio reads that stuff, and it does matter. Next thing we have in here, we have three Allen wrenches. Looks like the power, which there is three grounds, three grounds, three powers, and the other one looks like it'll run the 8-gauge speaker inputs. There's just one left and right, and the remote turn on. That's in there, and some screws. Don't know if you use these to mount the amplifier down or not. New sticker. This is actually a see-through style, which is real cool. It says it can never be too loud. That is the B2 Audio slogan. They're known for the riot guy. Never could be too loud. 0 amps, there's a lot. And now that B2 Audio is officially back in the US, I mean, it's just going to grow tremendously from here for 2025. Okay, cool new things here. Instead of a manual, there's actually a scan code, which I like because a lot of times the manual's off. They do one manual for multiple. So on this sheet, it actually shows scan me for the ZERO6, the ZERO12, and the ZERO15. We'll scan it, pop it up on the screen, and you'll be able to see what it is. Let's see, introduction talks about it. Ironic heritage since the late 2000s. The Zero amps have been, basically just talks about the history. And the QR code says it'll take you to the amplifier information. Okay, I'm cool with that. I think it's real cool. I think if they need to do updates or changes, the scan code will get you there. We're gonna check to see what exactly it does. Maybe it's just the manual. It might take it to the websites also. Really cool. So another change in B2 Audio stepping up their game. I like that. All right. So because I don't have a manual in front of me, we're gonna need to pull one up, okay? So give us a second. We're gonna be right back. I'm gonna pull up a manual and then we're gonna get in the rest of this unboxing. I'm gonna even do the ungodly, never do it, and take the bottom off because I wanna see what's underneath. So movie magic really wasn't. I scanned the code, brought it up, so now I'm going directly to the site to get the information for this thing. So a couple things I wanna go over, except cookies here. Let's see here. And I can't pronounce it. YGGDRASIL is a central and deeply reserved tree in Norse cosmology, often referred to the world tree, sometimes the tree of life. So as you can see, J Home gets pretty deep on this, and each Zero amp has a different meaning, okay? So that is up on the site, which you can really do. Triple simple, it says, while most amplifiers up to 7K settle with dual oversized zero gauge inputs, we don't compromise. That is why we're looking at 3 here, which I will give you some close-ups. The guts, really cool picture. Let's put that up real big in front of my face. There's an inside. I'm gonna actually crack it open and show you, but real clean amp. We're gonna break this bad boy open though. Okay, let's get to some specs. And we're gonna test this, so we're gonna get there. Frequency response, 10 hertz to 300 hertz. Subsonic, 10 hertz to 50 hertz. Operational voltage, down as low as 9 volts, which I definitely don't recommend. And if you have something that's 12, this is not the amp for you. This will work up to 17.5 volts. So these Zero amps are made for those competitors that have the high amp output alternators, charging at 16 and above. And the LTL cells there's tons of type of lithium that you can go that high. I definitely recommend that for any of these Zero amps. Okay, signal to noise ratio, 95 dB. Dimensions we went over. Input sensitivity, 0.2 volts, don't recommend. That's a real weak signal, but it goes up to 5 volts. So if you have a 4 volt radio or head unit or whatever, that's gonna be right on point. Dampening factor, 400. Okay, this was the rated power from the factory. 4 ohms, 14.4, 2100 watts. That's 4 ohms. 2 ohms at 14.4, 3800 watts. And these are certified numbers, they say. And then 14.4 volts at 1 ohm, 6000 watts. And then they show 9200 watts at 0.5 at 13.51 with burst. So basically they're doing that as a dynamic run. We're gonna run all that. No problem at all that I think it's gonna do to 6000. I've never seen anything from B2 Audio not do its rated. It definitely does above that. And they're rating this out of 14.4 normal system. I think guys running these amps are gonna run it high, so probably even better. Low pass crossover, 35 hertz to 250 hertz. Recommended external fuse, 500 amps. It is not fused. None of those green amps will be. So make sure you fuse this. Basically, any bit of wire from battery to device or battery to battery front to back, you need to fuse before and after, because if the wire gets cut, you will ground it out. And if, especially doing lithium, you're going to have a meltdown. So make sure you do that. So those are the actual factory specs. This is the unboxing. Then we do the dynoing, and then we put them all together. So we're gonna test that. Let's go ahead and get up close and personal here. We got our new camera. There we go. Okay, up close and personal. As you can see what I was talking about. There we go. You have, and notice here, and they brought this up to me, ground, all on one side to make it easier. 12 volt, 12 volt, 12 volt. A lot of amps go one way and the other way, and people have done it where they connect positive and negative backwards, and they don't want to admit to it, but that can cause a problem. So that was simplified in the design. Let's go ahead and look at the other side here, the up close and personal. There we go. So you have 8 gauge for power and ground for the speaker. And then you have remote turn on, okay? We have a remote plug here. You have a gain and master and slave. What does that mean? Master and slave. You can run 2 of these. Now, when you run 2 of these, you're supposed to run at double the ohm. So if it's a 1 ohm amp, you master 2 ohm, then it's going to be 2 ohm. I don't really know, being that this amp does and says it'll play down to 0.5, does that mean you can run these master and slave and run it at 1 ohm? That'd be a great question to bring up with the podcast, and we will. And we might do an update, or we'll talk about it in the dyno. But yes, this is made to run a second amp with it, double the power. So that's what it is. Let's go back to the up close and personal. You have a low pass filter. You have your subsonic and your gain, Tiffany style RCAs. And then on the amp, you have your power clip and protect light. Okay, so that's our up close and personal. That's our new camera for the year, which has been real cool. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the back cover off. Do not do this at home. You will void the warranty, and there really isn't much of a warranty because it is only on factory defect, which means you blow the amp up and it's deemed due to not having enough power, which is what most people do. They'll spend money on a big amp like this, not have the electrical for it, and something's going to blow. I'm telling you right now. But if it is an issue with the amp, it's Korean. There is a warranty on it. I know B2 Audio might be working through us to do repairs here, which is, I hope, which would be cool. We're just starting that off new, having a full-time repair guy. So that might be a possibility. But I think these amps are built so well that you have to kind of screw it up to have an issue, okay? We're going to test this thing hard on the dyno like we do every amp since we've had it. And if anything's going to go wrong or blow up, it's going to be then back-to-back dynoing, which is very hard on an amp because that is a static load. Static load means it's a fixed ohm. It's not like in a vehicle that's going to adjust and the impedance is going to go up and down. When you're dynoing this with a static load, it is hard. So 1 ohm is it's rough on the amplifier. Going down to 0.8, or if we do a 0.5, if it handles all that, it's going to handle in your car no problem. So because I have the approval, I'm going to go ahead and take these out. Now, y'all know Korean amps, not cheap. Everybody fights over half bridge, full bridge, Chinese, this and that. A lot of people don't want to spend the money for good quality products. That's what you're getting here. And this is not going to be the everyday guy looking to put a system in, drive around. This is people that are serious about their hobby, their sport. Some of the people now have even turned this into a moneymaker. We got one more screw to go. All right, we're gonna get the proper toolage. They say there's a tool for every job. Just gotta find it. Let's go ahead and use this. Perfect. All right. Yep, came off real easy. Okay, so there's your plate. Looks like they even have a seam on there, like a rubber, which is cool, a gasket. not to waterproof it, probably vibration. Okay, so I'm looking at a really cool looking amp. Let me turn this around so when I put the camera on it, you can see it the way I do. And I'm learning more and more about amplifiers. Let me turn on the Big Jeff cam this time.
Big Jeff cam activated.
Big Jeff cam. I love that. Okay, so let's do a quick flyover. You notice this amp is fan cooled. And I'm guessing the placement of the fan is for a particular reason. Now, I've heard people bitch about these stickers on amps, but it just shows the extra effort. And also, I did see it right there on the board, B2 logo, which is really cool. Everything seems real secure in here. And again, I know an amp is created by MOSFET chips, the size and how many. This thing is loaded up on each side, and it looks like they connected the power supplies here through copper wire. And then there are some rods here. Let's see, if I knew the board, I could probably tell you, but I'd love for y'all to leave some of the comments if you are in this world, which I will be soon. I'm gonna learn a lot, and I'm gonna bring it to the table to help teach you all. I'm just gonna get a full scan over. Really cool how, amps are made, put together. Here's my thing. I always thought it was really cool because it's about frequencies. It's so cool that you can take a signal, come in, and then amplify it with so much power. Like just even this setup, which is not that big, 6,000 plus watts, that much power. I mean, you could feel it. I mean, the magnetic force around there, your hair can stand up if you were to ground the amp out. I mean, this is serious. And then how it takes that signal, cleans it up. And I learned a little bit on these micro boards. This is what they do, and that also makes a difference. Just because an amp is from Korea doesn't mean that it's a good amp. It just means the parts being used are different. But there's still a design in here. There's still what they put together to make not only efficiency and power, but also quality. And that's one big thing about B2 audio. It's always been the quality. It's SPL, but it's more of a sound cue. And that's what they're known for. And being able to be a sound cue and an SPL product, it's incredible. So leave your comments if you are trained in this world, because I am getting trained, and I will definitely bring it to the table as I learn it. I'm curious the two rods, because I've seen in other amps, the rods connect for the speaker, the output side, or they use it for the input side. In this case, I could see the copper wire for the input side, and I'm not really sure what the rods are for. So I'd love to know. We're definitely gonna pick Jay's brain. Everything feels really secure in here. They fit a lot in this amp, in this footprint. So that is the inside. Next thing is really getting down and dirty and saying, okay, how much is this amp and is it worth it? There's a lot of cheap, inexpensive product out there that does make power, does do this, but does it last? Does it blow up the speakers? Is there a big difference between a Vizio and a Sony, even though they're made by the same company? Yeah, I gotta believe that the quality, the refresh rates, the colors, the screen, the longevity, there is a difference. Is B2 Audio just making you pay for the name? No, because I don't think it was ever designed to be that. I think it was designed to be quality product. And I can tell you, since we've been selling it, the return rate is so small, it's non-existent. And usually it's from people doing things like swapping things and overpowering, underpowering, not having the proper electrical system. And that happens with all brands. But I can tell you that the return rate on all this stuff has been so small, which tells me it's quality products to stand up to the everyday people. Not everybody knows what they're doing. Even people that know what they're doing, they make mistakes, they screw up. But I can tell you the quality, the stuff we've tested so far has been incredible. So without rambling on, you got to see the first time, and anybody, this is the first showing of the ZERO6, not just the USA, but worldwide. You got to see the inside, you got to hear about some specs, you got to see it. And then next, we're gonna test this. So we'll call this the unboxing video. then we're gonna do the dyno video, and then we always put out a full video. Now, I'm Big Jeff from bigjeffaudio.com. Please hit that like button, share this out. If you're on whatever platform you're watching this on, spread the love. We're going into our 6th year. We've come a long way and we're still growing. B2 Audio has been around, it said, since in the 2010 era. Really took off around 20, like a lot of brands did with COVID and everything else, and then left USA for reasons, doesn't matter, and is now back in there. And I think we've helped bring the product back and the attention to it back. And we've got a lot of online exposure with the Hummer, being on Blondie Girl's platform, the B2 Audio Mini subs, so much stuff. And now coming out with this, and the container's about to show up here of so many new SKUs. So if you haven't subscribed, subscribe now, get on our list. You're gonna wanna watch these videos. You're gonna wanna check this stuff out. You can get this at bigjeffaudio.com. The actual amp order should be here in like a week or so. So we'll put up pre-order, and normally we do a little discount on the pre-order. That's up to you if you wanna get in line. There's only so many of these getting produced at a time. And then we have a container coming around next week or the week after with a ton of new product. I can't wait. Listen, I'm Big Jeff from bigjeffaudio.com doing the ZERO6 unboxing, and I can't wait to start testing. I'll see you soon on the next video.